right? So when you introspect, you have to place everything else as being tertiary compared to your getting to the truth of the matter. So when you're questioning yourself, am I being honest? Am I lying to myself? Am I rationalizing? Am I blaming somebody? Am I scapegoating some? Whatever, any of this stuff on the list I talked about, if you're trying to ascertain that, the first thing you got to do is you got to ground yourself in a genuine intention for the truth. What does that mean? That means you have to actually want the truth at all costs. So go into yourself right now and feel it. You can feel when you want the truth or when you don't. You can feel when you're aligned with, when you have an intention to reach an accurate perception of something versus when you're just, you're just doing something else. That's crucial. So I have a new value for you that you can adopt in your life. The value that you can adopt is truthful, accurate, clear introspection. That can be a value that you set for yourself. Write that in your commonplace book, in your journal, whatever. And that can be a value that you honor for the rest of your life. Truthful, accurate, clear introspection. Genuine introspection. Not just a validation of your pre-existing beliefs and ideas and opinions. No. That's not genuine introspection. Genuine introspection means that when you introspect, if this thing that you're introspecting violates all of your beliefs and all of your ideas and all of your desires and all of your cravings and needs and personal wants, you're going to go with the answer rather than all of your other crap. See, that's what you use to cut through self-deception, because ultimately the engine of self-deception is your own cravings and needs and wants and biases and all that. If you care about those more than you care about truthful, accurate, clear introspection, you will never get the truth. Can you see why? Because you're always sidetracked by some personal thing you have, some personal grudge or grievance or craving or desire or some need to manipulate yourself or somebody else. You have to let go of that, of all that. Another warning for you is that introspection comes at a cost. There's a reason that most people don't introspect. What do you think that reason is? Because when you do introspect, I'd say the biggest reason is that it's the emotional labor that comes with discovering all of the self-deceptions and lies and all the ugliness within yourself. It's too much to bear for most people. The amount of lying and dishonesty and self-deception in your worldview is so outrageously high that it would make you vomit, physically vomit. You would feel physically ill if you ever became conscious of all of it at once. It might knock you to the floor if you did. So usually what you have to do is you have to pick away at it for years, bit by bit by bit, because it's too much to handle it all. And so even when you're picking away at it, still, you're going to be bombarded with ugly truths about yourself and about society and the world that you're not going to want to admit, that you're going to want to be in denial about. Emotional labor will come with that. There's going to be struggle and difficulty. It's going to be confusing as you're introspecting at first. It's going to be difficult. Like I said, you're learning to surf and you're just sort of trying to balance yourself and you're not quite sure how. You take some nasty spills, you do some wipeouts. You maybe start to doubt yourself. You start to tell yourself something negative like, oh, this is not going to work at all. This is, not worth it anymore and so on. And so you'll quit. You won't develop the skill. Also, another huge reason why introspection isn't done and the cost of it is that the more you introspect, the more responsibility you're going to take for your life. The more you're going to realize how little responsibility you took for your emotions, your relationships, your communication, your actions and behaviors, your responsibility to others, to society, to mankind, to life, to the universe, to God. It's too much responsibility for most people to handle. They don't want this much responsibility. This responsibility makes your life harder. Introspection makes your life harder. It's a lot harder to live life when you are conscious of the consequences of your selfish thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, biases, rationalizations, emotional outbursts and reactions. Because once you see all that, once you see how big of a devil you are, you're sort of now basically obligated to be better, to be a better person. And it's not easy to be a good person. It's not easy to surrender the devil that you have been most of your life. That's hard. That makes your life hard. Business will be harder. Relationships will be harder. Politics will be harder. When you're dumb and you're ignorant, things seem simple and easy because you have no idea of the true consequences of your beliefs and actions and behaviors. Everything will become harder. Being good is hard. Being bad is easy. Being bad is the path of least resistance. Being godlike, this takes serious work. This takes a lifetime of work. So why do it, you might ask? You might say, well, Leo, if it's so hard, why should I do it? Why don't I take the easy path? Well, like I've said in the past, life is counterintuitive, and sometimes the easy life is actually the hard life, and the hard life is actually the easy life. Now, another important point here that you need to remember as you undertake this journey and this pursuit of a lifetime of building introspection skill is that it will take you years to develop significant introspection skill. You're not going to accomplish this in a few months. This is a commitment that you make for the rest of your life to pursue this. You'll be pursuing this for decades. Also understand that this is a subtle skill that nobody in society is going to really push you to develop. No one's going to force you to develop it. No one's going to ask you, hey, how's your introspection skill going today? Are you keeping up with your commitment? No one will care. In fact, they will try to do the opposite. They will try to distract you and to get you to do everything but introspect. Society does not teach introspection. It does not value introspection. And this is such a soft and abstract, fuzzy skill that, see, you can't easily externalize it. You're not going to get a bunch of praise for it. People aren't going to see the fact that, oh, you're this amazing, you got this amazing level 100 introspection skill. Oh, wow, you're so cool, man. Let me follow you on Instagram. Let me pay you some money. No, you're not going to get any external rewards for this. In fact, the more introspective you become, the more of a nuisance other people will perceive you to be, because now you've got some powerful introspection ability. You'll be able to shine that light of introspection not only inwards, but also outwards at them and at other situations and people. And of course, you're going to be able to cut through bullshit because you've cut through your own bullshit using this skill. You've cut through your own self-deception. And because you've become intimately familiar with your own self-deceptions, you, of course, very clearly see the self-deception in others. And that's exactly what they don't want, because they're playing the game of deceiving themselves and deceiving you. But now you can see through all that, so that makes you a bit of a nuisance. And yet, on the other hand, this is one of the most important skills in life that you can develop because it lets you cut through all the bullshit.